Picard Season 3 is a really great show, and I'm really enjoying it. But is it a complete flop? The evidence suggests so. Welcome to Scitrek, your sci-fi TV movie channel. I have to say, this video gives me no pleasure. I really want this show to succeed because I actually think it's great. I'm really enjoying it. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a few bits in it that are irritating me. There's been a few points that I've already discussed in other videos that are irritating me, but they're mild irritations. The show is genuinely interesting. It has loads of Easter eggs going back to previous seasons. We're learning bits and bobs about the previous TNG episodes that we know and love. And it's just interesting. I desperately want to know what's happening. But is it a flop? Well, thanks to Bob, one of our lovely subscribers, he sent me some bits of information, and it doesn't look good. So, Flix Patrol is a website that does the top 10 shows for each streaming platform and other things each day. You can go on there and you can see whatever show that day is the most popular, the top 10 movies, top 10 TV shows. So we would hope that Star Trek Picard would be in that top 10 on the day that it was released. It wasn't. So Star Trek Picard did not make the top 10 in the United States on the day that it was released, the Thursday just gone, the 9th of March. But unfortunately, it gets a little bit worse than that. If we look at the numbers for worldwide audiences for Star Trek and Paramount Plus, we find that actually Star Trek Discovery is higher in the charts than Picard. It actually reaches number 16 in the list, just one below NCIS and two below Teen Wolf. Strange New Worlds goes in at number 27 and Picard number 37. Now, the worldwide numbers don't really give us a total picture because, for example, Picard is actually available on Amazon Prime most of the rest of the world. I watch it on Amazon Prime. I don't watch it on Paramount Plus. So I would expect those numbers to be lower, but they are significantly lower, even when compared to other shows in this list that actually also appear on other channels. For example, Criminal Minds in the United States is much higher on this list than Picard. Criminal Minds also appears on Disney around the world. So you would expect there to be a similar effect on its numbers. You would expect Criminal Minds to be lower because people around the rest of the world probably watch it on Disney, but it doesn't seem to have that effect. So what is going on? Well, as I said, in the United States, where this airs first, you would expect those numbers to be good. You would expect it to be really high, but it doesn't even make the top 10. So even if this is a massive hit for Prime and everyone watches it on Prime, perhaps the rest of the world, maybe Prime are very happy. Paramount aren't going to be. And for them, at very least, it is a huge flop. Now, Paramount Plus is desperately trying to get new subscribers. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to grow the small platform. And at the moment, it is one of the smaller of the streaming service platforms. So Picard is supposed to be one of those shows that do that, that bring subscribers to Paramount Plus. It's not working. So for them, at very least, this has been a huge failure. If you spend this much money on a season of television and it does not make your top 10 on the day of its release, that's a problem. But why are people not watching the show? I generally think this is a hangover from the first and second seasons. Now, again, if you are a regular Sci-Trekker, you'll know I am not a fan of the first and second seasons of Star Trek Picard at all. You see, I actually hate them so much, I struggle to get the words out. There were so many problems with the first and second seasons. I genuinely said to you guys, if this third season doesn't meet at least basic expectations, I was tempted to walk away from Star Trek. And I am a Trekkie. I am a guy that has loved Star Trek my entire life. But I was so angry, particularly. Look, Picard season 1 was just not very well written. Picard season 2 was a waste of time and actually made me angry. They built it up so much that it was going to be this amazing show that was going to explain so many things about Q and have really great things with John Delancey, who's an actor I absolutely adore, and it was going to explain so much. And then it just didn't. It had the Borg, but it didn't. They were like an offshoot of the Borg that, again, didn't make sense. And actually, if you think about it, go back and watch it. If she'd have just gone, it's me, don't fire, there's this bad thing that's going to happen, I'm going to help. Everything else that happens is completely irrelevant. It's the fact that Jurati attacked that's the problem. So anyway, look, I'm going on a rant there now because it made me so angry. But honestly, it was rubbish. Now, Picard season 3 isn't rubbish. It's really, really exciting. The characters that we've got are actually finally being used well. We're bringing back TNG characters. We have a genuine mystery that not only makes sense, but I'm desperate to find out what's going on. Now, there's been a few little irritations. I wasn't a massive fan of the Nebula Space Babies thing in the last episode. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler for you guys, but I won't tell you any more than that to not ruin it, but I was not a fan. I'm not a big fan of a few other things from the series, but it is genuinely brilliant. So yesterday, I put a poll on my channel because, again, I'm trying to figure out why people aren't watching. And the results were, to say the least, interesting. So currently, I have had 489 votes. Now, remember, this is a sci-fi channel. Only subscribers to my channel have seen this poll. So it is sci-fi fans that have voted. Now, 61% say they are really enjoying Star Trek Picard. Brilliant. Only 4% said they're not enjoying it. But out of the 489 votes, 34%, a third of sci-fi fans, say they're not watching it. And some of the comments I'm getting, they're not good. But most people just have basically said, I have no intention of watching it. I've watched the first 2 seasons and I'm not falling for it again. It's going to be a load of rubbish and I ain't interested. Now, there are a few other people actually that said, look, I haven't got around to it yet. I'm waiting for it to be done and I'm going to binge it at the end. But that's going to be a relatively small number. This show should be in the top 10 in the United States on its premiere day on Thursdays. And the fact that it isn't is a problem. Now, I went in and checked the 10th of March yesterday. I've checked today's numbers because I just wanted to make sure that they weren't sort of like 24 hours behind. That, you know, when a premiere comes on, maybe it's just there's a bit of a lag. It doesn't reach that list either. It's not in that top 10 either. So I cannot help but take these numbers and think Paramount Plus are going to be very, very disappointed. But what does that mean potentially for the future of Star Trek? Well, it's not good. Picard is obviously coming to an end. We've just had the announcement that Discovery is going to be coming to an end at season 5. I have told you lots and lots of rumors that apparently Paramount are very keen to get Star Trek away from Alex Kurtzman. And these poor numbers. Now, we've always assumed that Star Trek was a big hit for Paramount and that they were very happy with it. But I've heard lots of rumors that, in fact, Amazon Prime tried to get out of the whole deal with Star Trek and Picard following the first season and would have done if they could. This has been apparently a very expensive experiment and one that has not excited anything like enough fans to keep it going. So for the future of Star Trek, it's not looking good. But let's just hope that Paramount trust the franchise and that maybe they're thinking about a little bit of a reboot or a restart, and that maybe we can move past the Kurtzman years. Because, hey, tell you what, if Terry Matalas is allowed to showrun future Star Trek shows, and he can deliver something of this quality, that the quality of Picard Season 3, we could still get a really amazing future for Star Trek. And we can maybe put some of the disappointments behind us. Let's hope that's what Paramount's plan is, because let's be honest, Voyager was the end of Star Trek for a very, very long time. Paramount will put Star Trek out to pasture if it thinks it needs to. Sometimes people do just get sick of a franchise. They get Trek fatigue. I think Disney are enjoying that at the moment with Star Wars fatigue. And we could lose Star Trek from our screens entirely for another decade if Paramount don't come up with a plan to save the franchise. Guys, if you have not watched Picard Season 3 yet, do it. Watch it. You will love it. Out of the people that voted, 2/3 of people are absolutely loving this series. Only 4% said they're not liking it. Please remember that. Out of the third that aren't watching it, give it a chance. It deserves it. Guys, get into the comments. Tell me exactly what you think about Picard being a complete flop. Am I reading these numbers right, or is there maybe another way of looking at it? I'd love you guys to get into the comments and tell me exactly what you're thinking. This is a debate, not a dictatorship. So I'd love to know. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out, and you will never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to patreon.com/Scitrek, and you can, for a small fee, join the channel and get all or most of our videos a little bit quicker than everybody else and without the adverts. As always, please stay safe. I'll see you next time.